Welcome to the channel. Today, I want to talk a little bit about world building. When most people think of world building, they think of it being used for science fiction, for fantasy. And those are the most common types of world building. Um, when you break it down, world building is just the process of creating a fictional world, and that can be for any type of fiction, right? And so, yeah, it's great if you're doing sci-fi or fantasy, but even if you're writing something like, for instance, say a romance novel, and you want something to take place in a small town somewhere, and you don't want it to be a real town, well, you have to build that world where the story is going to take place. So it's very important to focus on world building and really hone your craft in world building for any kind of fiction writing. So today I want to talk about how to use AI in world building and how it can help you. So we're going to jump into AI. I've got Copilot and Gemini open, and we're going to take a look at both of those and see how they can help you build a world for your novel. So let's get in. So, my goal for today is just to show you a little bit about what AI can do to help you world build. Um, so, let's get into Copilot first, and then I'm going to write a prompt for AI to help us build our world. And then I'll go into Gemini and see how it can offer differences and how maybe they take the same prompt but have different outputs. So, first in Copilot, there's the three conversation styles, right? More creative, more balanced, more precise. When I'm working on fiction, I typically like to be in the more creative conversation style, but you can, of course, try the different ones out and see how the output fits you and fits your story best. So, for this example, I've given Copilot the prompt: I'm writing a fantasy novel. It's a band of three travelers and they're passing through a town. Can you help me figure out a description of the town and what sort of people might live there? I know this is very basic, but if you're starting from scratch and trying to world build, this is a perfect way to do it. So let's see what Copilot says. Okay, so Copilot gave us a description of the town, which includes like it's in a valley surrounded by emerald peaks, um, the vibrant marketplace, and the silver river. So it's giving us a lot of description to start that'll give us a great basis of where we want to go. It's given us a whole paragraph about the inhabitants of the village that would fit a traditional fantasy story, as well as the culture, the economy of the town, the settlement here, and then the politics. Right, so just a small input with no specifics gave us all of this world building that we can base our town on. Um, so, I like to go through and just pick out little nuggets because you don't want to just use it word for word, and you want to make the story yours, right? AI is helping you to write the story, it's not writing the story for you. But this can give you a great place to start. So let's see what Gemini has to say for the same prompt. So where Gemini differs a little bit is we gave it the same exact prompt, and it's given us two options of slightly different towns. Not quite as much description as Copilot gave us initially, but we can take one of these two options in Gemini and ask it to expand on that if we're interested in the elements that it's presented us with. And then it also as well has the multiple drafts, so we can sort of click through them and see the three different options and see what resonates most with us and the story that we've already started to flesh out, where we're now just using AI to help enrich that story and build that world up, right? So for instance, say I'm really happy with this second option here. So I'll just say to Gemini, I love option two. Can you maybe expand on that a little for me and tell me more about the geography of the town? Also, what's the name of it? So Gemini will come back and say, hey, the name is Whispering Falls. And now here's our geography, the unique features of it. So this, I think, gives you just an amazing place to start, right? And it makes all of this so much easier because world building can be really challenging, especially for science fiction, for fantasy. Um, when you are creating a world from scratch that's very different from ours, things get a little more challenging, right? So now that's an example of what it could do for a fantasy novel. Let's look at an example of what it could do for something more contemporary, say like a romance novel. Okay, so if we're talking about something a little more contemporary, like traditional fiction novels, I just said to Gemini, I'm writing a contemporary romance novel, but I need a little help with the world building of the small town where the story takes place once my main character leaves the big city and heads home for their high school reunion. Can you help me with that? So, once again, Gemini has given us a few drafts to choose from, and you can always just regenerate new drafts. But so here's the first one. They give a town name and vibe. So here's a couple of ideas for towns that could work well for a romance. A little bit of town history and industry, locations and landmarks, town dynamics, characters, and then just a few things to remember when creating this world. So it's really, really, really helpful, and can help when you're stuck, but also can help you start from scratch. Okay, so using the same prompt in Copilot, it's given us a town name, a location. It's gotten very specific: Blue Ridge Mountains. The setting, the main street, the river walk. It's given us 5 inhabitants to sort of base characters in the town around, a couple of local traditions, and a couple of romantic spots. So Copilot's really gone hyper specific, which is great. And then it also has these options down here, which can, sort of help spark further research and development of your world, right? Because AI is all about making your life easier. So why not use the tools we have at our disposal, right? That's what makes this so brilliant, is that AI is going to enable you to write better, write faster, write cleaner, and connect better with your readers because you're going to develop a fully fleshed out world that they can relate to. So take advantage of this tool. Use AI to help build your world, but don't let it build everything for you. Take bits and pieces. Use 2 different AIs, use 3 different AIs, and use it to craft something that's your own. Hopefully, this video has shown you how AI can help you world build, not just for genres like science fiction and fantasy, where we have to create a world from scratch, but also for things like a contemporary romance, where we're just building up a place that seems real and that anyone could relate to. It's a place they've been before, but it's your own unique place. So if you have any questions about how to use AI to help build your world for your novel, please leave a comment below and I'll do my best to answer it. Thanks for watching.